Rome in 38 AD was a city at the height of its power and influence, capital of a vast empire that stretched across Europe, North Africa, and much of Asia Minor. Under the reign of Caligula, though brief and tumultuous, the city remained the political, economic, and cultural center of the Roman world. Here is a description of what Rome was like at that time. 1. Urban structure and monumental architecture. Rome in 38 AD was a bustling metropolis with an estimated population of between 800,000 and 1 million, one of the largest cities in the world at the time. The city was filled with temples, public buildings, monuments, and private residences that stood out for both their grandeur and architectural beauty. Roman Forum, the political, judicial, and commercial heart of Rome. It was a large plaza surrounded by temples, basilicas, and administrative buildings. In 38 AD, the Forum was still expanding, with monuments such as the Temple of Saturn, the Arch of Tiberius, and the Basilica Julia being prominent. The Colosseum did not yet exist, as its construction would begin a few decades later, in 70 AD, but Rome already had other large entertainment venues such as the Circus Maximus, where chariot races were held that attracted tens of thousands of spectators. This was the center of social life for many Romans, with a vibrant atmosphere of shouting, betting, and celebrating. The Temple of Jupiter Capitolinus on Capitoline Hill dominated the view of the city, a sacred place dedicated to the Capitoline triad, Jupiter, Juno, and Minerva, reflecting Rome's deep connection with its gods. 2. Daily life and society. Rome in this period was a city of contrasts. While the Roman elite lived in luxury on hilltops such as the Palatine, the majority of the population lived in more humble conditions, in apartment blocks called insulae. These multi-story buildings were often overcrowded and prone to fire, reflecting the daily hardships of urban life for ordinary citizens. The market. Rome was a vibrant commercial center. The central market, near the Forum, was filled with stalls selling goods brought from all over the empire: spices from Asia, marble from Greece, grain from Egypt, olive oil from Hispania, and much more. Romans of all social classes gathered here, creating a constant bustle. Public baths. These were an essential aspect of everyday Roman life. Baths, such as the Baths of Agrippa, the largest at the time, were not only a place for personal hygiene, but also for socializing and relaxation. Here, people from all social classes would gather to bathe, exercise, and discuss matters of the day. The taberni. These small establishments lined the streets of Rome, offering cheap food and drink. They were popular meeting points for middle and lower-class citizens, where topics ranging from the latest political news to local gossip were discussed. 3. Culture and religion. Rome was a mosaic of cultures, attracting people from all regions of the empire, each bringing their own customs and beliefs. Roman religion remained central, with the worship of traditional Roman gods such as Jupiter, Mars, and Vesta. However, by this period foreign cults were beginning to influence the population, such as the Egyptian cult of Isis and the Persian cult of Mithras. The Pantheon had not yet been rebuilt in its present form, that happened under Hadrian, but a temple already existed in its place, dedicated to all the gods. In Rome, temples were located throughout the city and were important places of worship and rituals. 4. Politics and power. In 38 AD, Rome was under the rule of Gaius Julius Caesar Augustus Germanicus, commonly known as Caligula, who had assumed power in 37 AD following the death of Tiberius. Caligula was young, only 25, and although he was initially viewed with enthusiasm, his rule soon became unpredictable and autocratic. He developed a reputation for extravagance, cruelty, and wastefulness, alienating the Senate and many others in the process. The Roman Senate still existed, although its power had been significantly reduced under the emperors, who now ruled more absolutely. Rome was governed by a complex bureaucracy, with administrative and military officials holding the vast empire together. 5. Transportation and streets. Rome was a city of constant movement, its streets packed with people, carts, and animals. The roads that connected the city to the rest of the empire, such as the famous Appian Way, were crucial for trade and communication. Within the city, the cobbled streets were filled with merchants, peddlers, and citizens moving between the different districts. However, the streets of Rome were also famous for being dirty and noisy. People threw rubbish out of windows, and ox carts, along with carts carrying goods, contributed to the noise and chaos of the city. 6. Security and public order. Although Rome had a city guard, known as the vigiles, tasked with maintaining order and fighting fires, the city also had its dark side. Poorer neighborhoods were often havens for crime, and fires and riots were constant concerns. However, the presence of the Praetorian Guard, an elite unit tasked with the emperor's security, ensured that imperial power was kept safe. In short, Rome in 38 AD was a vibrant and grand city, a blend of tradition and change, where architectural magnificence coexisted with the daily life of a diverse population. The power of the empire was evident in every corner of the city, but so was social and political tension under the unstable reign of Caligula.